Didn't know the score could go that high.
Hey guys.
Hello, everybody.
Good times.
Oh,
good
man.
times.
If you're a Leaf fan, I'm sorry. That's all I'm gonna
Yep.
say about that.
Yep.
But hey, hi, hello everybody. We're the Casual Ones. Welcome to our Thursday Dungeons and Dragons live stream. If you haven't seen this before, this is the Adventures of the Punch Drunk Champions.
What'd you call us?
Bunch
Pumpkin
of
champions.
punks, the Pumpkin Champions. I have pumpkin spice in my coffee, so
The great pumpkin champs.
I've tried grating my own pumpkin spice, and it's not good.
Yeah, you need the artificial for it to taste.
You can't just run a cheese grater over a pumpkin. You know that, right?
Just from one side to
The
the other.
zest of a pumpkin.
He
Pumpkin
was carving
zest.
his jack-o'-lanterns. He didn't want the rest to go to waste.
Yeah, you gotta use the
eyes
whole
and the
pumpkin.
mouth.
Why'd you put all the goopy bits in your coffee?
Isn't that the secret sauce?
Why
Hey,
are you
everyone.
carving a pumpkin on the 13th? It's gonna be pushed by
We wanted to
the
feed the
lanterns.
squirrels.
if you've never been here before, this is what happens.
Yeah.
In the pre-show, and then we get very serious about D&D at some point. Usually about with an hour left. But with that, why don't we go ahead and catch up on our last episode? So, the Punch Drunk Champions have been spending some time in Core trying to discover the whereabouts of Silas's long-lost mother. While in the city, and while Silas was actually making amends with his father, you were attacked by a large creature of writhing roots and mud and earth. This creature proved to be potentially a little bit too much for the group of you. However, quickly there were some support from other major houses within the city, which would be related to both Silas, Zelmith, and others, had arrived and sort of helped quell the situation. However, with you never being, what's the right way to say this? Not being able to take a loss on the chin, you decided to delve after the creature by yourselves and see where that would take you. You quickly got into a fight and discovered that this was potentially more than you had originally bargained for. And you had, with Grub's very sneaky help, eluded the creature, with Grub drawing it away and then sneaking back past it through the tunnels that had created underneath the city of Core. After which you checked on Silas's father, who remained stoic as usual and actually gave Silas a mark of the House of Summer Ward, so he would be able to, have access to the great wealth.
Get
Yes.
that money,
And
son.
potentially as a way to help repair the relationship between the two of you.
Money fixes everything.
Money does fix everything, yeah.
You
If
heard it
anybody
here.
tells you money can't buy friendship, they're wrong.
They've never been poor.
I'm just saying, it's a good start.
Following that, kind of trying to discover what your next step was going to be, you had visited the Mad Dryads, which is owned by the artificer Timon, where he had actually been contacting you in regards to a cube that you had dropped off, and some discoveries he had made from it. Once you arrived, he quickly brought you inside to his workshop that exists between realms in its own pocket dimension, where he explained the odd nature of a piece of history being potentially targeted by the gods themselves, as radiant energy would seep its way into his shop if the door was left open, making its way towards the cube itself. And as he alluded to more information, that was where we had stopped. So, as we pick up tonight's story, he turns to all of you and says, "How much knowledge do you have of the different planes that exist?"
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I might know. I don't know, DM.
You
I've
can
done a lot of
roll
reading.
an Arcana check if you like.
I know a little bit of the forest, and then we've been to a few cities.
30-20.
Dirty 20? Okay.
We've traveled across some planes.
Yeah.
I mean more the different realms, the planes of existence,
Oh,
where many things dwell. This, for example, is the material plane. This is where you and I exist.
Got the
However,
job.
not
no,
quite.
it's that whole perception is reality, right? 'Cause
Something like that.
we see each other, we exist.
There are parts of you that exist elsewhere as well, however, or there are different planes that you are able to access. Maybe easy is the wrong word. An example would be the different elemental planes. There's an elemental plane of air, there's one of fire, there's one of earth, and there is one of water.
There's one of us. Just kidding.
Zelmith,
Master all four elements.
Yeah, exactly. Zelmith, you have a pretty good idea of what he's talking about. You would know that there are currently, well, I need to count them out because I don't know the number off the top of my head. 9 known planes that exist.
Oh yes, the 9 planes. Yeah.
Correct. There are planes that some very powerful arcane users would use for traveling, for example, which something like the astral plane. This is sort of like almost like a gateway dimension from one plane to another. There is also a plane known as the ethereal plane. Again, a large number of arcane users can use this to look at or view certain things that exist on this plane, but without being hampered by things like walls.
You can do that, right, wizard? Just give him a little nudge.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
I know the answer.
Then there are 2 other planes that are very similar to this. They're known as the Shadowfell and the Feywild. They each have their own sort of governing laws that exist there for how, their world will operate. Different kinds of creatures. There are many different races of creatures that exist on Alara that actually come from these other planes.
So these planes, do they converge at times then?
Sometimes the boundaries that exist between them will sometimes weaken or sometimes disappear in general. There are many different creatures that have crossed those borders, some hostile, some looking for another place to relocate. Again, strong arcane users are able to traverse them at will. I'm able to do that. That's why I was able to create my own space between spaces.
I see.
It generally requires a large amount of magic.
Jammed a space, like sort of jammed your own sort of space.
What?
Like you're in a space between spaces. This shop. I'm just confused the way you said it. Sorry.
I've created what's known as a pocket dimension.
I would have called it a space jam for sure, but
I will take that into consideration.
That's a good one.
The reason why I bring this up is that because of where my shop exists at most times, this does not allow for, and this is by design, for things like gods to be able to interfere with my work. So I have a concern now for you 5. With the pact that I've put together, any information I share about this cube, you won't be able to share while you're on these other planes, but I don't know what that's going to mean if the gods are aware that you have access to this or that you had been in possession of it. I would assume that they have known and do know this, but I cannot say for certain.
Didn't one of you say you were talking to a god?
What?
Just
Yes,
yeah.
there is one god that knows. Emus. Or
Out of
at
luck.
least I assume he knows.
Wait.
That's
Is that
interesting.
who we were talking to in the ring, the quiet place?
Oh no, I don't think that was him. I wasn't sure what their names were.
Are any of you especially holy people? I wasn't aware you had the power to communicate with such beings.
I believe in Emus. I mean, I definitely believe in him now, and he did give me a coin of sorts. Like pull it out like off of like a little necklace.
So you go reach for it and you don't have it.
Motherfucker. I'm gonna like search for it. What?
Did you lose your
Yep.
holy gift? That can't be good.
I never lose anything. I'm gonna like walk away from the team and just like
That's
slip my
definitely not
pockets.
true.
All right, make an investigation check.
The problem is you'd have to have it to lose it, and
20.
20.
he
You're not
doesn't
able to
have it.
find it.
But we were in a circle. And nobody gave
Oh,
him a
yes.
coin. He's making that up. But we did talk to someone in a circle.
Yeah, we were in a very quiet circle.
Yeah,
Charlie swear he could hear something talking.
you all had that group hallucination together.
Pretty much, you know.
That's
Uh,
right.
I mean,
I did hear two beings talk. When we
sort of
were-
on the way here
Yeah,
from where we were.
It is
Past
uh,
place.
north of Willowston.
interesting. I may look into that. I've heard of such places that were meant to be places of prayer, where communicating with one's deity or those they believe in would be easier to accomplish, as it, I believe, eliminates the noise from the outside world, if I'm not mistaken. But it's very interesting that you found one.
We do have a more exact location. I believe it's on your map, right, Grub?
Yeah, it's a good napping spot. I remember that. And I have a shitty sketch of a map, and I do think we actually did mark it down as a good napping spot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'll show
yeah,
that to Timon.
He kind of takes, he looks at your napkin, man.
You mean his mapkin?
Is this to scale or
No, it's on paper, and I do it with like ink.
I see. Excellent. This is very helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Uh,
And
Um,
if you need to know how to navigate it, you'll notice there's like little dots, and each time there's a dot between places is how many times I sleeped. So that's it. As far as distance and scale goes, is he measures and sleeps.
that is actually fairly helpful.
Yeah.
I could
um,
calculate how fast you could travel in a day, approximately. Thank you.
You're welcome.
He is faster than he appears with the stature. Just he's fast. That's all I'm saying.
I can.
We were in a
Okay.
carriage, Silas.
It's also
Yeah,
good to
that's
know.
why he was fast.
Yes,
Well, not
I
the
was going
whole
to say.
time. I wrote a lot of this before I made. So.
Lux, sorry, you were going to say something.
yeah, we only caught the tail end of a conversation, but when we were listening to the whispers, it said the old world is being pushed to the surface. This must be the work of Voaris. I think I said that name. And then another voice said Adrea would not be happy, and that was the last of the conversation.
That is very interesting, and I thank you for that. Well, why don't we talk more about this cube? I was able to sort of unlock a part of it, and you see he kind of, you hear that he mutters something slightly, and you see there's a series of runes that start to appear around the cube. And you see his fingers go across several of them, and a seam appears, like halfway through the middle, kind of going around. And he grabs it with both of his hands, and he slowly and gently lifts it up. And as soon as he starts to lift it, you see this like bright purple light escaping from inside. And as he lifts the top off, you see a series of like metal rods and like all these tubes connecting to one another, but they all lead up into this one sort of, it looks just like a large purple jewel that's glowing very brightly with this purple light that's sort of in this housing in the middle. And he says, "This is what I can only describe as an arcane battery of sorts. This is storing more than you could ever imagine, not just in terms of power, but this houses the actual information that was given to whatever you had found that had this inside of its chest. This is...
Automatons.
Yes.
I think it was an automaton.
Absolutely. And this would have powered it, but it also serves as its memory. I was able to run some tests on it, and what I was able to discern, though it was difficult to try and translate what I was able to see and hear, this automaton was on its way to fight in a battle. It seems like it was given an order to march with the other automatons that you had found. I was able to get some pieces of information. I know where it was made. Is anybody here aware of the city of Kraylure?
I'm half proficient in everything, so can I just...
Anybody who's proficient in history can make a roll.
Dope.
Is it
What about half
underground?
proficient? Oh, I am proficient. Never mind.
Nat 20 for a 24.
Okay.
Where the heck is history? There they are. 23.
23. The name is familiar. You've certainly, both of you feel like you've read it, but you're not quite sure where. And Timon kind of waits expectantly.
Pre-revival.
I see. I've never heard of this place. I was hoping somebody else might have. But what I was able to see was this. And he steps back a little bit and lifts his hands up into the air, and his shop itself has like probably like 40 to 50 foot ceiling straight up. And you see like some areas there's like bookshelves that run up that high, and he has like different levels of workshops. But in the open space above his head, he creates an image. And what you can see is a much better looking map than the one that Grub carries, showing the sorry,
Better or more detailed?
Yeah, different
yeah,
interpretation.
more detailed, more realistic, probably to scale. Just a few of the small things.
Just getting map shamed.
Life's work, okay.
And he says, "This is what was programmed into this being. This was the orders and instructions it was given. I'm recreating it for you here, but you can see that the automaton had started from somewhere near core or past core. I'm not sure. It doesn't go far enough back. And it was making its way up north. It looks like towards the mountains. My guess would be, if the dwarven cities existed in the past, perhaps it was going there. I'm not sure. But it seems like these were bred and built for battle."
The creatures we were pursuing, were they not heading north as well in the same direction?
The creature was heading towards the mountains, towards the dwarven kingdoms.
What creature
That's
was
not a
this?
coincidence.
Oh, just some awful pre-revival creature we accidentally I don't think we unleashed it, but we did kill a few. Not all of them.
Good.
Yeah, these weird dog-looking things.
Yes, no organs, and they seemed made.
Yeah, I think I've got some of their blood in here. Just give me a second. Ruffle through
I'm
the
sorry?
things. Yeah, just one moment. And yeah, I have a vial of. I'll just see what I named
Boy,
it. If
that's
that
like
has
right at the
value.
top of the list because that was a while ago.
Canine monster blood is as specific as we got.
That
But I'll give him one of the vials of that.
he kind of takes a look. Interesting. You an alchemist of sorts.
Yeah, you could say so.
Are you aware of how to distill this into something usable?
Never with. I don't know what these are. I don't know
I
what it.
mean, grok.
Just,
You,
yeah.
you do distill them.
Well, this one I haven't. I've saved these, but oftentimes, yeah.
What is?
Well, we
Turns
haven't
them
been
in-
able to go
turns
to
them into
his.
alcohol. Damn it.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean into, more of a potion of sorts.
Oh, I haven't really had kind of narrowed my focus, I guess, into a more drinky
Li-
way.
Liquor-based
Yeah,
distillations.
but I am definitely open to expanding.
I'd be happy to
Well, we
show
haven't
you.
been able. We haven't been able to go to his lab. You see, all his tools are there.
That is true. I do actually have tools back where I learned all this. So
If you'd like me to show you how to do this, I can take you to wherever this lab is.
like right now.
Yes, the doorway that leaves my shop can be anywhere I choose.
Oh,
Pretty tight.
that's pretty cool. But no, I would be in trouble. So
Okay.
I have to bring back the head of something really strong, or I'm not really allowed back. So, if you could bring us to the
And I
Monster
back away.
Island,
No.
What?
if we go to Monster Island and we get a good head, like a big one, then we can go. Then I can go back.
Back home, I think he
I
needs to prove himself.
Okay.
So we need to go to a monster
I'm gonna
island,
point to the
kill
map.
something big enough. Yeah, see the center right there?
Yeah, right there.
Big scary monster face.
Would the
I
lab
see.
at my place be okay, Grub, for what you need?
I
Probably
also have a lab here. I was just.
I think
I
either
didn't.
way, I'm gonna need a big monster head. I think it's just like
We can. That can be on the agenda
step one. Yeah.
as well.
Try an easy way to get there, if nothing else, Grub, an easier way.
Yeah.
If it would be of use to you, I believe I have an extra kit that you would be able to take with you, where you could do this on the road.
Okay.
I could just show you how to distill this into different concoctions.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, looking at Zelmith, like we're a little bit trying to stop drinking so much anyway, so I can make other stuff. He's already changing his mind. We
Bless
just
you.
settled on this the other day.
Yes. We're not drinking as much. Sorry, I'm just allergic to soberism. So
That's understandable.
had a little bit of a sneeze there.
Okay. I would be happy to show you that. I will have to speak. There are some other individuals that I know across the different planes that I would like to speak with about some of this information. Not any of the information about the cube. I don't know that would be a wise choice. However, I do want to see if they've heard of this place that's mentioned, and if they have any other historical information that might be of use, if that is okay with the rest of you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Pit, sorry, can I have the name of the place that Zelmuth and I rolled for again?
Craylure. I'll send you the actual spelling.
Okay,
I'll put it in
I
the
just
chat
wanted
here.
Is it really
phonetic
weird?
Name.
It's me, of course
Of
it's
course
weird.
it is.
Yeah. You ever met
It's like
me? Are you
6
kidding me?
Y's and an R.
Nah, it's not that bad, but there's an apostrophe. Get fucked.
Hey,
There you go.
that's I know it's fantasy though. So
Yeah. If there's no apostrophes, is it even fantasy? Probably not.
yeah,
That's
strong. What is this?
Craylure, idiot.
Is this? Is this
That's the name of the
city?
town where it was created. The automaton
Like
seemed to
the
have been created. The
things, yeah.
battery. Yeah. The other thing I would like, if again with your permission, I would like to run some tests on the battery itself. I think that we may be able to find other uses for it. But again, this is something that you had all found, and I don't want to do anything necessarily without your permission.
How dangerous are these experiments for you? Are like if the radiant energy is trying to, get this battery back when you open the door. If you're tapping into it, is that not going to cause you more of an issue?
Potentially. It might be a thorn in my side, but I don't want to come off as egotistical, but I'm quite powerful.
Time is the shit, guys.
And as long as I keep myself, away from where they have power in their domain, I do feel that I will be safe.
I know you're skilled, but I just have to be concerned.
I appreciate the concern. I think that this will prove to be very useful for all of us.
I mean, it's Charlie's cube.
I'm okay with you, like, delving more into it.
But what if he breaks it?
Well, then he just pays for it.
What are we talking? If you break it, how much would you pay us?
I wasn't going to pay anything. I suppose
Just changes the deal, I think.
I'm pretty sure he asked permission to use it with the expectation that there is a chance it could break. I think that's what he was sort of literally just saying.
I will be as careful as possible. Let's just say I'll be as careful as possible. I will also say in the contract that you signed, I kind of already have permission, but you all seem very nice and genuine, and I don't want to do anything additional or extra outside of what you may be comfortable with if it really concerns you so much.
I mean, if he breaks it, I'm sure he'll feel bad and want to compensate us for it, but
he
technically doesn't have to.
I mean, the payment is already to customized items, which, by the way, I still need to take your orders so I can create these for you.
Yes, sure. And I rifle through my bag and take out a drawing of a purple violin. I hand it to him.
Okay.
There you go.
It's beautiful. Oh my god, did you draw that?
Yes. Yeah.
Where'd you get purple?
You as he's taking out the parchment, you see that there is an array of colored pencils.
My eyes lit up.
This is a hobby of his.
I've been writing in charcoal and blood.
Yeah, every single colored pencil stolen from Lux's sack.
That's where they went.
Modify memory. They're mine, Lux.
And what about for the second item?
About that.
Yeah, monsters keep chasing him. We gotta protect him.
I don't.
Yeah.
I've been having some trouble recently, and I kind of like pull down the chain shirt and show the big scar where the arrow haft had gone in.
Big frog tried to eat him.
I had that happen.
Your dad whooped
Mason-
your ass.
Dad whooped his ass. Plant tried to eat him.
Yeah, plant tried to. The point is, Timon, is my own mortality has sort of confronted me a couple times, and I was hoping for an armor that would help me to survive a little bit. I don't want something that's going to make me careless, just something that's going to keep me from maybe dying the first time I make a mistake. And I hand him just sort of a notepad with notes of for an armor of automatic defense.
Okay.
All right. Essentially, do you want me to explain this in game terms, or do you want me to explain this in world?
You can explain it to me outside. That's fine.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So essentially, the idea is automatic protection. While wearing the armor, I would gain a +2 bonus to my AC at the beginning of each turn, up to a maximum bonus of 4.
Okay.
If I get hit, that bonus goes away. I have to earn it again. I could, and at your discretion, I could also choose to use the. I could choose to use that bonus as a to my saving throws.
Okay.
Instead.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Berkeley, can you send me what yours was again? I forget off the top of my head. And I couldn't find it in the chat, but I do need to see that just for 1 second. Yours is going to be that. Okay. Well, with the information that you've given me, and the requests that you have, I do believe that this is certainly possible. I'll have to, for work, sleep minimal. I should be able to have this ready for you, probably just under a week.
Oh damn, son! Timing, you work very well. That's quite impressive.
Honestly, miraculous.
Thank you.
But we don't know what we're going to be in a week.
I... Wizard. Grub. I can be anywhere. I just need to know where you are the day that they're ready, and my door shop will appear before you.
So, yeah, where are we going to be in a week then?
Just tell me the day
we
of.
tell him.
Yes.
Yeah, we tell him. You can't do anything with time in this place, can you? Like, I don't know how, it's space and time, and it seems like you're dealing with all of space.
It's just his name, Zelmith.
No, I just mean
Timing's always in this place.
Oh, I
That's
just
actually kind
I
of
just
funny.
I meant like, could you work a week and we just hang out and chill? But it's really been an hour when we step out the door.
I'm actually already sort of doing that. This is going to take more than a week worth of my time.
Cool, just curious. Just thought maybe it was a gradient scale. You could turn it up a little. I didn't know.
It takes a fair amount of power. Perhaps if I'm able to decipher more about the battery, maybe I could help that power more of that magic, but if I can get it done sooner, I will be happy to let you know.
Tight. All right, well, if we know, we will, before we head anywhere, we will keep you informed.
I appreciate that. Yes?
You said you can go anywhere.
Yes.
I know what you guys are thinking that I'm thinking, but I'm not thinking that.
I was like, let's wait a week. So that Silas doesn't die.
Is there anything we can do to find Silas's mom from here and then slip out of here to wherever close she might be? Or your grandpa was a bad guy or something? I don't know.
Yeah, he's practically a monster, so...
He's vile, but we don't know where he is. I think Timon would need to know where he or my mother are in order to do that.
Is there no way magic or blood or something you can...
So, not that I would be able to do today. However, I do have a solution that I could give to you that you would all be able to use once you leave. Give me just one moment. You see, goes over to, this, large, shelves and drawers, and he starts rifling through a bunch of stuff. And you just hear, ping, pong, pling. He's, going through things, and eventually he reaches into a drawer, and he pulls a crystal orb. And he says, which one of you is most talented in the arcanes? Would that be... Grub?
Oh, probably, yep.
Okay. You can take this. You'll be able to use this to scry on the individual.
Okay.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
This whole time Charlie is shaking her head.
I've seen one or two of these in my time. Yep.
Wizard, why don't I hold that in my bag just so that I know you have a lot of stuff going on in your bag.
Oh,
and
it's all right. It's all right. You've got a lot on your plate. Colored pencils break easy, so I'm just gonna get this up in here.
Okay. I sort of look to the group like, I tried.
We're looking back. Try harder.
Why am I the only one trying? I look back at Charlie.
So we were going to talk about how I could turn blood into a potion.
Yes. If the rest of you would like to stay, feel free. If you'd like to leave, that's also fine. But I am going to take him further into my workshop. So if you want to stay here, feel free. I'll be right back. Come this way with me.
Okay. Yep.
I'm going to follow. I'm not going to pass up the opportunity to watch Grub learn science.
Yeah. Just
As you follow, she
yeah.
says, "No, this is for you. Stay here. This is for him. You can stay
Can
in
I
the
borrow
workshop,
that-
not
can I
where
borrow
I
that
am.
orb,
Stay."
Grub or wizard while you're in there? Can I just borrow the orb? Just to see what it
Oh,
looks
you're
like.
you're a funny one. Always a funny one. You know I'm the wizard. Let me just give you a stern look.
Grub,
Yes,
can
wizard.
I borrow it? I'd like to polish it for you. Make it shinier.
You are constantly being under attack. If I give it to you for even a second, we're gonna lose it. I'll be right back.
That's really
So I'm just
actually
gonna
very fair.
try and follow Timon in there. But at the last minute, hopefully, so
tried.
Timon doesn't know, I'm gonna roll it in the room behind me, thinking he knows I'm the wizard now.
Right. Of course. Make a sleight of hand check for me,
Yeah.
What's the floor made out of?
like stone.
I was gonna say stone or dust.
So it's gonna sound like a bowling ball.
What'd you roll, Aaron?
No, it's gonna sound like a glass cup rolling down.
Yeah, a 9 with my +4 or +5. Sorry.
Can I see if I see this happen?
Well, you
Everybody sees me.
Yeah,
Yeah, who's he trying to hide it from now?
I'm
No
gonna
one
try
doesn't see
to
this.
catch Mage Hand, and as it rolls a few times, to try to grab it off of the ground.
Okay. Roll a dexterity check for me.
Not very good. 11.
It's better than a 9.
It only bounces a couple times before you're able to get it off the ground. And you see, like, Timon kind of looks back, like he like half looks back, and you see him kind of smile a bit, and then he just keeps going.
He bought it.
Jig is up. Grub's gonna have to kill him.
Grub. So he takes you into another room, and he closes the door behind him. Excuse me. And he says, first of all, I don't mean to be rude, but you are absolutely the worst looking wizard I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
You're not-
A wizard is to be magical, not to be beautiful. I don't care.
Grub, you're not a
And
wizard.
that is rude.
You're not a
Well,
wizard.
what? I just hold up the wand that he gave me, but
Without using that, can you tell you what, just dim the lights. Dim all the candle lights in here. That's an easy spell.
I can make it brighter in here, even easier.
Oh, make it darker.
I'd really rather make it brighter.
Listen. I understand that you may wish to hide your appearance. You know, not everybody is friendly towards goblins. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do two things for you today. First, I'm going to show you how to distill this into fairly potent potions. And I
Okay.
promise you'll get better over time when it comes to working with blood of some of these creatures. The second thing I'm going to do, I'm going to give you this ring. And he kind of waves a hand and a ring appears and he grabs it. Says, this is very special. It will do a much better job of disguising you. And it'll allow you to be convincing when you say things like you're a wizard or you're a thief. I don't know why you would. Or a cleric or something. You'll have a more convincing time. It's something I made for somebody a long time ago who unfortunately has passed.
Not because of the ring.
Not because of the ring. No, they just got old. People die eventually. Well, most people. Anyway,
Boring people, yeah.
boring people, yes. So you can take this. You'll have to take some time to get used to it. I know you're not an arcane user. You have to do something called attune to the item so that you're able to use it correctly, spend time with it. You'll see what I mean.
Okay.
And it'll help. But let me show you what to do with this vial of blood.
Oh, I've got more too. I don't know if it matters right now. I've got 2 of those and 2 necrotic reagent, which I don't know. I
you
think
want-
that was from something else we fought. I don't remember what.
Yeah. Do you want me to show you using all of them, or would you like to try some of these on your own as well?
Oh, if it's not too different, yeah, I can do it on my own.
Absolutely. Yes, the process will effectively be the same.
Okay.
And you guys are waiting out there for a while, probably for like the better part of an hour, as he's back there with Grub. And Grub, he shows you all the different ways that you're able to distill the blood down and take what he calls the essence of like the arcane material for some of these monsters and creatures. And it takes time, but he works through one of the vials of the canine blood that you had received. And eventually you end up with like a little bottle, because he had to add some more liquids to it as well, but you end up with like a little bottle. It's potion size. It's like one good gulp, basically. And he says, what this is and what you're able to create with this is a sort of mimicry of what some of these creatures are able to do. Depending on your skill, it may be very effective. It may only be somewhat effective. But the more you practice, the better you'll get. You can even do it in less time, but I had to spend a lot of time teaching you how to do this. The first few times will probably be difficult for you, but that's okay. Just keep working and keep practicing. But for these, shadow canines that you described to me, this will help you now blend into shadow. You're taking the shadow essence of this creature specifically. And each creature that you encounter that tends to have an ability or some kind of unique nuance with it, you'll be able to incorporate this into some of the different concoctions that you're able to make. Sort of like fighting fire with fire in some ways. You can use how you slay monsters one way to affect how you slay monsters another way. And I think maybe this will help you find the very large monster head that you seek.
And can anyone drink it?
Yes.
And is it strong, or?
This is not alcohol.
Okay. Could it be as well, or is it?
I've honestly never tried.
Okay. Well,
It might change how it reacts, I don't know.
okay. All right. Something to think about.
Yeah.
I do like that.
But I'll give you this kit as well, so again, you can do this on the road. And yeah, if you find out anything very interesting, or if you need help along the way, the next time you visit, we can speak again. I'm happy to help you further with this.
Okay. Can I try one now? Is there like a I'm just want to do it with the second one for the shadow dog stuff. See, and if there's like a role for this, or how I would do this in the field. So
if you want, I can just tell you, or if you want to do a test run with the next one, that's totally fine too, up to you. But basically what you'll be doing,
I'll do it live right now.
Do it live right now. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically what you're going to do is you're going to do an intelligence check, but you're also going to add your proficiency bonus, because you'll now be proficient with this kit.
Okay. Intelligence is one of my strong suits for sure. 19.
Very good. Okay. So you now have a concoction that looks almost identical to the one that he had created.
Okay.
He does say there will be certain creatures you come across where this will be harder to accomplish. Especially when you're dealing with something that has multiple unique abilities. For example, sometimes you can purposely try to duplicate one of them. Sometimes it's like rolling the dice and you're not sure what you're going to come up with.
Okay.
And some different creatures' bloods and having it interact with different reagents that you have in the kit will just be difficult. So again, don't let it deter you. It took me a very long time to be able to work with such tools as this. But
I'm pretty good with blood, so yeah, I think it'll be okay.
Excellent.
And I'll give you something I made. I'm just giving one of my grok vials. Trade for a trade.
Sounds fair. I appreciate this. Thank you.
I can teach you that someday if you want to, but
No, thank you.
fair enough. All right.
Let's join your friends. It's been almost 2 hours now. They are probably tired.
Yeah, I'll tuck the vials away.
Okay. And yeah, you can add an alchemist kit to your inventory if you like.
Kit. Okay.
And yeah, like I said, about 2 hours go by, and you eventually see Grub and Timon emerge from the back room.
Simon
Rob,
puts
are
his
you-
loot away. He's been
Are
playing
you
for 2
okay?
hours.
You look different. Like you've matured.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Just
know,
wiser.
did some learning. I have something for you. I throw one of the vials.
Make a dexterity check.
I'll make a dex check. Let's see what happens.
That's
Oh,
bad.
no.
That's
Sure.
bad. Bad. Don't do this. Why would you put?
I wasn't
make the
gonna
game
ask
harder?
for it,
I would
but
be
if you
tempted.
want to. How good was it, Ray?
It's a 9.
It
It
wasn't
was a
double
9.
digits.
It was a 9. Yeah. Sure wasn't double digits. It's probably the.
Yeah, you do fumble it a fair bit, but you are able to hold on to it. Thank God.
Yeah, that's where he like you
Oh my
pretend you're
God.
gonna drop it, and then you realize you're actually starting to drop
Yeah.
it.
Oh my goodness. That turns into a shadow. I look at Timon. Is that right? No. What?
That's going to do.
I thought that's what you said.
Oh, it's going to make it easier for him to blend with shadows. It doesn't turn him into a
Oh.
shadow.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So if he's in a shadow, he's more of a shadow.
Yes, it will be very easy for him, in theory, to hide when there's a lot of shadows or when there's not a lot of light outside or something like that.
Okay.
You've never seen me hide, Timon, but I appreciate what this might do.
It's
Yeah,
probably
I
the
think you're
blonde
right,
hair.
Craig.
If you just cover the head, probably helps.
It's more of the clanking armor.
To be fair, I don't think any of us have seen you hide before, Silas.
But
Maybe
you
it's
won't.
because I'm that good.
Yeah, you're not supposed to see someone hide. So that's perfect.
You did lose by getting punched in the face by your dad once.
Okay, he didn't punch me. He used a whole rock. Okay, that is different.
I did hear about that.
Everybody
He's
heard
practicing.
about it.
He's practicing the punch. It was embarrassing. You should be embarrassed.
I
Want to drink that potion now, or?
Hey, it's a good thing you're getting that
Close
item for free, Zelmer. That's all I'm saying.
Good
Yeah.
point. Good point. Yeah, but you know,
Don't worry, I'll find a get rich scheme. Get rich quick scheme.
Yeah, there you
There
go.
we
got it. You got
Whoa.
it could have been this cube.
You gave me this extra bottle of rock I found. Getting really hitting.
I also have a few more things that I'm able to sell to you, if you would like any of these. And then he does lay out the items that I had provided to you guys earlier. If you guys would like to buy any of them, or if you are purchasing.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't have the money, but if anyone has the money and wants to buy stuff,
I will happily foot the bill. I only have 1,000 GP on me right now.
We have about 2,500 gold between
between
a
you
lot
and
of
I.
us.
Okay.
Between you and I.
These cloaks seem decent.
Yes, they're quite useful.
yeah, I was thinking we're in secret company of sorts. May as well let this slip.
What secret company?
Like, there's a point. I don't know anyone else, but I didn't want it to get out there that I almost died with the plant thing. Like straight up, nearly died.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm very worried.
Do you want a cloak? Is
I was thinking about it, but if you
I'll
want
buy
it
you a
more,
cloak if you
All
want.
right. How
if you
about
want
this?
it more though.
Grub, you,
Yeah.
me, cloaks. Mhm.
I pull up the cape from like underneath the wizard robe, just a sliver of it.
We've officially run out of reasons why we shouldn't buy the cloak, so
Yep.
Okay.
Can we?
I will.
afford it?
Yes.
I will buy one for Grub.
Okay.
I'll buy one for myself.
All right. That's
Oh my
800
God,
each
no.
for some cloaks of protection.
What exactly does it actually do?
+1 to your AC and I think +1 to your saving throws.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You have
It's
to
gonna
adhere
help.
to it, though.
Yeah.
One thing I
Oh
can
my
change
God.
for you very quickly if you'd like. Is there anything that you would like me to do to have the colors or anything you'd like written on the cloaks? I can magically change how they look.
No. Stop you right there. I don't know. Silas, if you like a color, that's fine, but let's keep this reasonable.
What is the natural color of these things right now? Just like
right
black
now,
or-
they're just like they're a flat gray.
Actually, broadcasting my house colors has been something of a problem. So the unflashy gray, I'll take it.
I'm
Okay.
okay with it. I like to
Alright.
stalk the night.
I'm okay with it.
Just checking. 800 gold. You said?
800 each. Yes.
So
Okay.
80 platinum will work for you.
Sure.
Just
I had to think if that was a scam. Like, is there a
So did I.
I
I was like, no, it's just add a 0. It's easy. It's not complicated math.
oh god, it's so much money, god.
Yeah, I'll pay that.
Shut up! You can get money whenever you want.
can.
We're okay.
Why is
Grub needs
one
it.
of the
Grub
richest
needs it,
people
and I just got a
complaining
nice.
so much?
Yeah, we'll make more. It's easy.
Yes,
Apparently
we need to find a monster to kill for money, Grub. That's what we need to do.
This is true. Diamond, do you know if there's any monsters in the area that have been threatening the people? Maybe any boards out there to capture something? Any problems?
I mean, there was the creature that attacked Silas, like the summer ward home. That's
You think there's a
Bounty?
Yeah, if there's no bounty,
I mean, it attacked a major house. I would assume that someone would pay to have it killed. No.
Alright, we can figure that out.
yeah.
Thank you.
You all seem to have a great many things you're all trying to accomplish. If I may provide some advice, tackle one thing at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but there's a problem with that. Is we don't know where Silas' mom was, but we do know where the Monster Island is. But it feels very bad to go there first.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
We don't
Well-
know where my grandfather's located.
Hopefully the ball that I gave you could be able to sort that out for you.
Yes, who has that?
Oh yeah, I do.
Yes,
Oh.
right.
Lux.
Mm-mm.
Lux.
No, I'm pretty
Oh.
sure Wizard has it.
I'm gonna move closer
All right,
to,
Wizard.
to Grub and just kind of place it on behind his back.
Just very obviously hand behind the back.
All right.
So
there
whoever
wasn't a-
whoever has it or is holding it, it's a crystal ball of telepathy. Okay, is what you have.
Okay.
It's a magical item. You can look it up.
All right.
I mean, I am the most magical, and I did just
Do
spend
you
800
know that
gold.
though?
I'm pretty sure everybody fucking knows that.
Hold on. Maybe so it lets us scry. Do we roll anything or is it just a flat DC?
So it's the person you're trying to scry on that has a saving throw that they get to make.
Against, is it the items DC or our DC?
I believe it's
don't
the
know if
items, if
item-
I'm not mistaken. Let me double check.
Yeah, it seems to be flat. Just save of DC 17.
Yeah, save DC 17.
Pretty good.
That's pretty high.
So I guess it doesn't matter who actually has it.
We should give it
Well,
a try.
okay, read the rest of what this does. There's more than one thing.
Okay. You can communicate telepathically with creatures within 30 feet of the spell sensor. You can also use an action to cast suggestion, also DC 17. You don't need to concentrate on the suggestion to maintain it for the duration, but it ends if scrying ends as well. Once used, the suggestion power of the crystal ball can't be used again until the next dawn.
Whoever wants to take that, go for it.
Do those spells have modifiers when we cast them? Like they don't get stronger based on your
No, these are saved.
wisdom.
anyone. Anyone can cast. I mean, I have suggestion already, so
Yeah.
my spell DC is roughly the same.
So someone who looking through scrying can gain information, which is not grubs or anybody else. With
Correct.
investigation or perception.
Charlie is the most perceptive of us, I believe. So I think she should have it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm like really not good with the arcane.
You literally just have to here. Let me show you, and it's just I show you how easy it is, because it's not hard. It's literally as easy as it gets.
Yeah. It's very convenient.
Yeah, you look. You really feel like my grandparents with a remote control right now.
Yeah, for Charlie, like magic is like an iPhone.
Oh my god! Can you make the text bigger or?
What's
Why
on
is
It
it-
is so small.
Why is the text blue?
Move the phone down. I can only see your forehead.
Need my scrying glasses.
Oh, I love it.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely give it to Charlie.
Okay. What was it called again?
Crystal ball of
Or-
telepathy.
Okay.
Or telepathy if you're a fucking lunatic.
Yeah,
Telepathy.
don't like that.
Telepathy.
Yeah, we don't have anything to sell to make money back, right? I have one snack bacon. It's properly aged, so the value's gone up from like 20 episodes ago.
Didn't
Wait,
eat
was
that on
this
the way here?
bacon that I made you?
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for this. Holy shit.
From a while back.
Yeah, I think we're probably. Do you think is just to clarify the God box? Should we be watching out for anything in particular, or just in general prepare for the gods to intervene with whatever the hell we're doing?
I honestly can't say for certain. I just know that they seem to not want this box, I don't know, to be around, to be in my hands. I honestly couldn't tell you.
Well, they hid everything else pre-revival, so they're just probably trying to clean up the mess.
Perhaps. On the plus side, just so you know as well, though, they're not able to hear the conversations, as far as I understand it, that we've been having here. There's
Good
sort of
to
like a, I don't know the best way to put this. Nothing that power would be able to reach here, so there's no
No
way that they
divination.
can. Precisely. So, this conversation is
Never happened.
Hey,
Yes.
Second question, and then I'm probably done. You seem very, very powerful.
Yes.
And dope. So thank you for helping us. Do you
Happy.
know any other powerful people who might be involved in, I don't know, the corruption and weird stuff going on with Silas's family?
where his grandpa went.
Yeah, or where his mom is. Where yes, we are.
None that I can honestly think of. I mean, my shop was located in town all those years ago when his grandfather was in power. And I do remember it was a trying time. Truth be told, I can say that I assisted in the removal of the previous king as well as your grandfather, Silas. I generally speaking like to assist and outfit those who are working for the greater good. So while I may not, go headfirst into combat, I am generally speaking happy to help those who fight for a good cause.
Well, if that's the case, then Timon, do you know of any other factions or people aside from my father that helped to overthrow the old order that might be able to provide us with some guidance and might have an idea of what bolt hole my grandfather is hidden in?
My dad won't help, so that's not a good suggestion.
That's unfortunate,
and
but also
Mason was shocked to even suggest that his father was here.
You've met your grandfather, right, Silas?
No,
Oh, I believe he was exiled before
before I
Silas
was
would have
born.
been born. Yes.
Could you show us an image of what he used to look like the last time you had seen him, so we have some idea of what he looks like?
Absolutely. And he goes ahead and he conjures an image, again, sort of like above into the space. And you can see, you would assume he's probably a bit older at this point, just given the time that's passed. But you can see an individual that's probably in their mid 50s or so. You can see he has a hairline that's somewhat receded, though the hair itself is actually fairly long. You can see he's wearing very dark grays instead of like the lighter, I should say dark gray into black robes overall, with some golden inlay that would be sort of around the seams and things like that. You can see that he doesn't seem to carry any weapons on him, at least in the image that he's showing. But you can see that there's like a slight resemblance between mostly Mason and Xavier. Not so much with Silas. You can see that Silas doesn't have as many of those strong, like jawed features. Like he's also, although you can tell that he was probably larger when he was younger, given that he looks to be human. He's just almost like a fairly wide person. He was probably very well built in his younger years.
I mean, maybe this image could help us use that orb thingy.
It
help us
will,
find
yes. I wasn't aware you didn't know what he looked like. That should help a fair bit.
Can I
That's a
change
lead.
it? Can I change into this copy just so I remember what it looks like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeez, probably unsettling.
Yeah. Sort of stand back a little bit.
I think you're supposed to bow, Silas.
I wouldn't bow to that man.
Man, I don't know if
As
that-
to his whereabouts, it's honestly more than likely that if he has come into town, he probably would have arrived the same way that most smugglers do. I would make a guess that he probably came in through the lakeside. Not lakeside. God, I hate that name. It's such a stupid idea. That he came
Through the water?
through, yes, into the Poor Pound, into West Yusok. Is most likely his way that he would have come in. If you're looking to hide, generally speaking, that's a great place to do it. A lot of deserted homes and areas out that way. Hopefully, using the orb, you'll be able to see him or potentially even see Silas's mother. Sometimes you can get a glimpse of the surroundings as well. That might help for you to get a look at where he might be. But I personally can't guarantee that. With that being said, if you do need assistance, tomorrow I should have the power, because knock on my door tomorrow if you need me. I will make sure that I leave room so that I can assist you further if need be.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
magical assistance is further than we've been able to get so far. So,
Like I
hopefully we
said,
can
I
rely on this.
try to assist those that I feel are out to do good. And I've been doing so for quite some time. So I'm happy that you've all seemed to live up to the expectations that I had. Not to put pressure on you. You all seem like fine individuals.
We are we're the champs. I don't know if the word's gotten around about that too. The punch drunk champs. We're
I have heard the name, yes.
really okay. All right. See, look this out. He was the main champ, but we're all pretty much champs.
Yeah.
I think he lost that
That was the
title.
champion.
Yeah, yesterday we may have lost the name. I don't know how that works. Is it like transitive or something?
I think
I mean, he
it's...
did get punched.
It's true.
So-
Was he drunk?
Probably. Yeah.
One of us definitely was.
Well,
Yep.
And we did see a champion.
if there's one thing I've seen over the years is it's never too late to rebrand if you want to. It's up to you.
I'm never gonna get this done.
If you ever want to have like, are you sure you don't want like PDC or something
I was just
on the
thinking,
back of your cloaks, or even on any of the things that I make for you? Do you want to have like you have a logo you're trying to work with? Are you trying to get your name out there and become well known? or-
parchment
He's
colors.
trying to hide.
pencils.
We're trying to keep it on the down low because we've been chased by monsters, and also it's just a bad habit. I'm not going to judge you. Whatever you do, it's fine, but just don't.
I just here's my thinking personally,
Yeah.
Grub. They found you without the letters on the back.
Oh
of
no,
the
they
cloak,
did
right?
not find me without the letters. I looked to Lux and immediately.
I don't understand.
Yeah, it would take a book for you to
So-
figure it out.
a
Some
long
people have
story.
problems with
Keeping
secrets.
things in their heads instead of on paper, where all of our secrets can be spilled.
That's how the monsters found you?
You probably.
It's not.
Oh,
Not
well,
wrong.
I don't want to put you in any more risk than you already seem to be in. If you'd like to make a change down the line, let me know.
And come back for engraving, once we solve this issue.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thank you so much for all your help. We'll get out of your hair so you can start, getting to work.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you, Timon.
Champs out.
Thank you thank you for everything.
You're welcome. All the
If we
best.
get out the door, are we gonna let the rainbow dust in, or
It won't be able to do anything. You're fine.
okay?
All right. Well then. And I just put the cloak on, strap it around myself.
Yeah, I definitely do the same.
Hold on. So you have a cloak, wizard robes, cloak, armor.
Doesn't he
Cape?
have a ring?
It's a cape.
Sorry, it's a cape.
cloak,
My bad.
cape.
Yeah.
I
Wizard
thought he had a.
robes.
I'm just saying he's got
Maybe
like
I'm wrong.
4 layers on now.
He's warm.
He just
Just
keeps
my
putting
layers.
stuff on top of other stuff.
I wasn't sure if Timon gave him the ring or not. That's
You
all.
did give him the ring. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not on my hands or anything.
You do have studded leather armor underneath all of that.
This is true.
Yeah. He smells rank. It's like a teenage boy that just went through gym class and thought he didn't need to shower, put on deodorant. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not good.
That was
It's
always a
been 4
mistake.
years.
Yeah.
Layering is a good fashion decision. All right. Usually, so you can see them all, but whatever.
He's a trendsetter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys all walk out. Lux, as you walk out, you feel like a slight tug at your neck as soon as you walk out of the threshold of where Timon's shop is. It's a slight like tug right
Aha!
from the back. Points
I
back.
found it. See, I told you I'd never lose anything.
Okay. But did you just lie to him?
No, I didn't. It was gone, but maybe I just didn't search my neck long enough. I don't know. It's here now. I got it.
Didn't search your. Okay.
Your
Yep.
neck long enough.
By the way, Silas, you should probably be the one using this to find your mom.
No, you lost the cube. You got a ball. Deal with it.
But it's
Yeah,
easier.
you're getting
for-
shaped. It's easy.
It's
I have no idea what my mother looks like.
you've met her before, though.
No,
No.
no.
Technically, he has.
Yes. you
Otherwise, he
have.
wouldn't
Right,
be
when you
here.
were when you were a tiny baby with no eyes or whatever.
But he has as much
Oh,
memory
yeah.
of her than you do. Is what I
You're
think.
saying you want me to recall my birth trauma in order
Yep.
to. Charlie, I don't think that's.
I got
going
some
to-
I'm
drugs
not
for that if
holding
you want.
the crystal ball anymore. It's in your hands.
I just take it and put it into Charlie's bag.
We can find you some spice, and you could probably go back to your birth trauma if you want.
Yeah, no.
Why do we keep
That's-
saying that? It's just.
Just,
That's
I'm
terrible.
not letting Silas look into a ball that lets him see people that are hunting for him. There's just something about that screams, "Look at me, kill me, here I am."
That's
I mean,
that's why you look for your mother. She's not hunting him.
She's in
You know
danger
what-
by people that know about him, right?
we also don't know what she looks like, and we know what his grandfather looks like. We all know what she looks like.
Yeah, I think we've got a lead here. It
Why don't
just
you just
sounds
do
like
it?
Charlie doesn't want to help Silas.
How about you just do it right now?
Yeah,
You know what he looks like, and there's no reason not to do it.
it's true.
Might
I
not
can't
work,
do
but-
it. I have to attune to it.
I was talking to Silas because you said
Oh.
you gave it to him.
Yeah. He has to attune to it as well. It's still gonna take like
Still
an hour.
tuning.
Yeah, we have to.
I mean,
basically-
I got 58 minutes. We can go get a drink or something.
Go back to the. Do we still have the inn there, or the room, or
Yeah,
do it in
we do,
private
yeah.
somewhere?
All right, let's go eat and scry.
Okay.
It's my priority. And it's kind of to. Sorry, what was the item name again, Piss? Just so I can.
Crystal ball of telepathy.
Thank you.
No problem.
We go back to the inn and we eat and wait 50, or probably at that point like 42 minutes or something.
Yeah. By the time we've been able to get something to eat, you know.
You sure you didn't want to stop at the money store again?
No, I'll stop by there later. I think they're having a sale later.
Oh, because Zelmith was looking real rough about that earlier.
Shut up, Grub. Shut your mouth.
He hasn't been drinking enough.
Do you like your cloak? Do you like your cloak, Grub?
I do very much.
Then
Thank you.
shut up. Sorry, I'm sorry. I don't mean that. I'm very sorry. It's just, you know, I'm used to a certain way of living, and I'm going through a little culture shock. Maybe I don't know.
Are
That
you
is
though?
fair.
You're still throwing money around.
It's for a good cause. I'm trying to also be a nice person. Should I? Here, give me the cloak. Let's get a refund. And I start like trying to pull it off, Grub. This is a
No,
bad idea.
No. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna try and peel off the robes underneath while keeping the cloak on. You all will try to sing like this. You know you have.
I move away.
Bundle it up on my shoulders. Try and push it up under the neck. Here you go. And throw his jammies back.
I don't.
I'm assuming
No,
you guys took the food up to your room, or are you just doing this down in like the...
Yes, we did it. Yeah, upstairs. Yeah.
And yeah, you can have those back. I thank you very much.
Maybe we'll get them washed. You'll pay for that, right?
Don't you have magic for this?
Oh yes, and I prestidigitation. It doesn't seem to really quite work. There's always still kind of a stain there, but at least it smells better.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's do the thing.
I'm going to try this. And so I like sit down on the floor, like cross-legged, holding this thing in my hand. Like I don't really. Oh, and I guess I had tuned by then. I'm like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Hold on.
If anyone looks back at you, you close it and tell them it's Charlie's fault. Remember that.
Close it.
And yeah, so I start like basically treating it like a magic 8
Got another
ball.
grandpa with a remote control.
Shake
How
it
do
a
I
little
close this thing?
Right?
It's not a flip
Which side
phone,
is up?
Grandpa.
Yeah, and just stare deep into it and try and conjure the image of Xavier.
Okay.
Scene. Like, where are you, you old bastard?
Well,
Yeah.
we make...
Wait,
roll
what
here.
time is it in the world? Where's that sun at?
Right now, you're probably looking at like early evening at this point.
Yeah, because everything that happened at Silas's house was like first thing in the morning.
Yes.
True.
So yeah, this is like end of day.
So he's a grandpa. He's not asleep yet, but close.
I mean, the sun is likely down, so
If it's down, it's done for. We should try tomorrow.
But see, well,
I
no,
mean-
that's Grub. If he's asleep, then we don't have to worry about him seeing me.
That's true, but what are we gonna learn? That he sleeps in a bed in a house?
we could see how the quality of the house. And that might help us determine the quality of the neighborhood.
Okay, outside would be great, though. We can agree on that. If we can like get some, you know.
Let's
Yeah.
let's just
We
take a
could do
look
it
into
more
the
slowly.
Yeah,
back.
we'll take a look. We can do it every day, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. And I think my DC is 12.
No.
So-
The item has its own DC.
Oh, it has its own DC. I see.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, DC 17. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo!
Why am I doing this?
But the scrying spell itself modifies the DC.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't worry. I got that all into consideration here. Okay. So as you sit and you focus on the crystal ball and you start staring deeply into it, you see this like darkness kind of well up from within. You see it swirls around a little bit until it starts to materialize into, well, sort of like looking through a small window. And as you kind of focus, your mind itself is sort of brought to this place. And what you end up seeing is a very dark stone room. You can see that in the window that you're able to look through, you can see that there are smashed, it looks like pieces of furniture. You can see there seems to be like a wooden table, a few chairs that are splintered and broken. You can see that there maybe at one point may have hung tapestries on the wall, but whatever was there has seemingly been torn away. And there's very little light that's in here. It seems to be fairly dim. I need you to go ahead and make a perception check for me, please.
Oh, I'm real good at those.
Maybe this is why I suggested Charlie.
Yeah, maybe there was a reason why we did that.
So confusing.
How's a 13?
13? Not bad. You're able to make out what sort of looks similar to what you would maybe even call a dungeon. You can see that there seems to be a locked door, or sorry, a closed door on one side, made of wood that seems to have like a slide built into it, like at eye level. Though the slider itself seems to be shut at this point. And you can make out a figure of a fairly, what looks to be a fairly old man. That's what's kind of centered in this view that you see. And he looks to be pacing and sort of muttering a little bit to himself. You kind of strain to hear what he's saying. And you're able to kind of make out a few words here and there, sort of like a shouldn't have been there. Don't understand why they need to move faster than we have. This whole thing. And he's just pacing back and forth. And as he does like round up, like turn at one point, you do see clearly a much more aged version of the person that you had seen in the Conjuration that Timon had showed you. You know, this is an older looking man that seems to be like pushing probably 70 at this point. Maybe even older, honestly, you're not sure. But what you notice with the 13, you can tell that in the background there do seem to be some dark shapes moving, almost like roiling in the background, but you're not sure what it is. You can't really make it out.
Now, when you say rolling, is it that they are like shimmering? Are they
like just shifting?
Smoky? Shifting?
Like they're not holding a single form by the looks of it. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, you watch him sort of pace back and forth for a while. Well, I mean, if you're going to use the full 10 minutes, eventually you will see that he seems to be brought food by somebody. You don't really get a clear look at the face. You see that he looks like he has some bread that doesn't look all that great. It looks honestly fairly moldy. And what looks to me be like a stew that he keeps dunking the bread into. And eventually, when he seems to have had his fill, he goes over to the wooden door, and you can see that he opens it slightly and sort of throws the bowl with the bread inside the bowl, throws it in, and then closes the door and locks it again.
Okay. Do I
Like he locks himself in?
Locks somebody. He locks it from the outside.
Gotcha. I thought you were saying that
No, he doesn't go into a room and like lock
Xavier
himself in.
opened the door, threw the bread out, and then locked
There's
the
like,
door.
no, I'm done. Thank you. Yeah,
No.
yeah. Okay. So he throws it out, and then the person that grabs it is locking the door again.
No, like he throws something into this room, pulls the door shut, uses a key to lock the door from the outside, and he's still in the same room that you saw him in originally.
I see. So he's throwing it into another room. Okay.
Yep.
Am I able to shift my focus or my point of view away from him to try and glean any information about his surroundings?
So, because you're casting the spell on the creature, it does stay somewhat focused on the creature.
Okay.
I will, however, let you make one more perception check just to try to glean some more information about the surrounding area.
Sure. I got something in my eye. With that one.
Natural 1. You
So
feel
casual.
you
So
feel
cash.
certain that somewhere in that room, like you feel like at one point when he was kind of walking around and like the focus was sort of following him, like with him centered at all times, you feel like he was getting close at one point to like a window. You could hear, because you can hear through it as well, and aside from his muttering, the only thing you could kind of hear was like, it sounded like street noise. You could hear like a gust of wind every once in a while coming through a window, but you unfortunately aren't able to glean anything else from that.
Okay. I guess at that point I'll sort of end the spell.
Mhm.
And I like I've seen him. He's alive and look at Grub awake. He's muttering to himself, but I couldn't really figure out if he's here or somewhere else. He was inside, like Grub had warned. But I could hear like street and wind. Zell, Lux, is there a place near here that is particularly windy? I'm trying to think if maybe the
I mean,
West
near the
Isak has
lake?
like. That's. I'm trying to think. Yeah, if it's that or down in the
I
four corners.
roll it.
Like,
I mean, it's not a lot of information, but is there anything where anything might?
I mean, like,
seem-
I wouldn't ask you to roll for this. Like, you would know that, yeah, like in West Yasak, there does tend to be like a breeze that'll come off of like the lake itself. But that's like, you can't say that there's like, hey, there's this one street that's like super windy. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's
Like,
called Wind
okay.
Alley.
yeah,
yeah. Well, that's exactly it. I was like, is
Did
there a
you-
specific place? You know.
yeah.
Did you glean any
Windsor.
other information about the, like, anything he was saying or anything around him or?
Something about shouldn't have been there. Gotta like move faster, tear this whole thing down. He didn't seem happy. He seemed like perhaps he had miscalculated. I couldn't really glean any context, but it sounds if that crazy monster we encountered was in some way connected to him, maybe he wasn't planning on me being there or father being there, or I genuinely don't know.
We
And I
can
assume you're
try again
gleaming-
tomorrow.
I was gonna say that for sure, but you also, assume, would have told us like this place looks pretty broken down as
Yes,
well.
that was going to be communicated as well. It's like it's dilapidated. It's a mess. He's eating like bread and stew.
This is a weird question, but are there any places where, like, a relatively high-standing home that might have used to been that might be in a rough
Oh.
neighborhood now?
The door on the place kind of looked like actually, Pitts, would it be accurate to say that the door looked like a door in an asylum?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Well, I mean, potentially. The door itself, like I said, it had a slider at eye level.
Mhm. Yeah, that's why I'm wondering if it's like a jail or an
A
asylum.
jail, asylum, things
Yes,
like that.
so-
it's
a place of
possible.
holding,
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, but that could also be like, like
a dungeon
It's
of
panic
any sort.
yeah,
room
like
or-
which
yeah.
like any of like, for example, like any of the major houses, like most of them, as far as you guys know, have at least a place to hold somebody because their personal guard has the resources to be able to like keep somebody in their watch and stuff like that.
He didn't appear to be a prisoner. Somebody did bring him food, but then when he was done with it, he opened up a door and just tossed the food in there and closed it again with a key. It's like he's holed up. But he's,
I mean, that narrows it down to anyone with a dungeon, so it's not super helpful. Like Charlie said, we can try again in the morning. Honestly, magic-wise, I'm pretty tapped out for the day. I don't know if you remember, we almost died, especially Grub.
It's been a day.
So maybe we should just go to bed and maybe we can glean some more information in the morning.
I
Maybe
couldn't
let
agree more.
someone who is exceptionally perceptive to give it a shot. That's not me, but just saying.
Yeah,
I
whatever we
think
can
I
do.
can try. I thought it would be easier since he's, family.
I appreciate that. The truth is, Charlie, I'm not close with my family, and I'm
He's nearsighted.
operating with about the same information as you are. It's all secondhand.
All we've got is the image Timon made. Nothing more for any of us. So
Okay.
maybe if we need more, we can get more. Maybe there's a way we could do that if that's not good enough.
Well, you can try again at dawn.
Well, then hold on. If we're talking about trying this again, we might need more. Can we steal something of his that's in your house? Or
I mean, we can just ask if there is something. We don't need to steal it. It's his
oh,
house.
sorry, second nature. I didn't even consider we would be allowed to get stuff.
Yes.
It seems that my relationship with Mason is improving. I think I could probably just ask him, but offhand, Pitts, are there any artifacts of Xavier around the house that I recall seeing?
You're honestly, if we're being honest, like from the short time you were there, not that you know of.
Yeah.
But I mean, you haven't been home for very long. You definitely didn't see the entire house while you were there for the short time before the attack. So,
I don't recall if Father kept anything. You know, if his relationship with Xavier is the same as mine was with him until recently.
It's got to be something passed down, right? Your grandpa didn't move out, and your dad had to buy new pans or whatever, right?
I don't think the stuff that belongs to him will make it glean any more information. I think it just might be easier to scry on his grandfather if we have that stuff.
True, but it's
What
only
about-
once a day, so better we have less failures, right?
True, but there's always the next day. And we have a whole day to figure out everything
But
else.
how
in
many
between that.
days do we have for Grandpa and Silas's mom?
Not many is the presumption. So
Yeah, we don't want to fail.
no, never. But either way, I think worst case scenario is instead of going to his house tonight, we just go in the morning if you
Well,
want to.
I'm not gonna fight his dad, I hope, right? We're just gonna walk
Certainly
about.
hope not.
I didn't fight his dad. Silas
Yeah.
fought his dad and got trounced.
Yeah, I think we're just going over to a friend's house and looking at their toys.
Okay. If you're just going over for toys, I think I'm just going to hang out here.
You don't want?
Why don't
Fine.
we?
we can split up? We can split up.
No,
Some
no,
time
this
apart
is-
helps. You've been real grumpy, so
I stare at the cloak again, like this
He's
motherfucker.
not wrong. You've been quite grumpy today.
Silas, you mentioned somebody entered the room and gave him a meal. Did you know?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I couldn't make them out. It was like shadow. Oh, shadows. There were like boiling shadows in the room as well. Not
is that normal?
well. Would it be accurate, Pitts, to say that it reminds me of the shadow hound that we saw?
maybe.
With a 13,
Okay.
it's a maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right down
Yeah.
the middle.
That's fair. Yeah, I'll just relay that. Like it could have been the same creatures, or
I mean, doesn't he have
Similar.
some sort of association with the Shadow Fell?
That was that cult thing, right? And they did have the
Yeah.
frog going through the shadows. Does the frog have to leave the shadows? What if it
I mean,
goes down in there?
Maybe it's water.
doesn't
It's
have to
like
come
it's
up.
it's a shadow pond for him.
Yeah, maybe you can get a whole house down there.
but oh,
Something to think about.
is he
But
gonna
I really do think we should go to bed and start fresh in the morning so that
Mm-hmm.
someone should probably stay up
Yeah.
and keep a
Well,
watch and stuff because we are still being Silas is being hunted.
yeah.
well,
You
I
know,
can go
how
with
about
you to your house or what?
and what? It's getting dark.
No,
At
it's
this point?
noon.
No. It's early
then-
evening.
early
Yeah.
evening, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So,
Yeah. I know
um,
you think his old grandfather went to bed at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but that's not true.
Yeah.
um,
Oh god.
you know, Grub, given the day we've had, I think I'm just going to take the L on this and not wander through the streets of Core at night. Um,
We
I've
can
We have
go first
daylight.
thing in the morning.
We have daylight for hours. Is this a 19 operation?
no, this is just I just don't want to get caught out by the time we get over to Father's and explain to him why we need this and then come back. I'm trying to be cautious. I've been in a lot of pain a lot over the past couple days and I just don't want any more. I want a good night's sleep.
I guess that's fair. My only last throw of guilt at you. We have no idea what's going on with your mom or the time frames we're dealing with. And every day we decide to wait is a day we're saying she can wait. And I've lost many, many friends to waiting.
There's
All right, you
something to be
convinced me.
said about being too hasty as well.
This is
But
true. Yeah.
overreaching, and I mean, if you're just going there to grab something and come right back, we can
No.
take an hour and just all go so that we don't split up and get murdered
let's-
individually, and then
Grub makes a valid point, and
Okay. I take off my
let's-
pajamas.
yeah, yeah.
He's already
Oh,
ready to go.
All right, let's go. I start
Uh,
opening the door and beckoning everyone out.
yeah. Come on.
And
Yep.
we're saying this. We're not fighting. Even I'm agreeing. We are not. The plant
Yes.
comes after you again. We're gonna book it. Let Daddy die this time.
That's
We're
sure,
not going
yes.
to rob.
Phrasing, Grub, but yes,
Oh,
we're gonna.
yeah.
Yeah,
You're just recently becoming friends, so it feels weird to like.
I don't think
nice
there'll be
about
any.
Man, I won't rob your house. Silas.
Okay.
I appreciate that. Yeah, let's go see if I can get some items of mothers or grandfathers, I suppose.
All right.
Okay.
So you guys make your way out towards the Summer Ward Estate. As you guys walk through and kind of make your way through the city to arrive there, as you're walking up, you can see that right around the estate itself, there does seem to be a large number of guards that are posted outside. They all recognize you and kind of give you nods as you go and make your way in. You can see that they're starting to patch up, for the most part, the large hole that was blown out of the wall in the dining room. You can see some of the stones have already started to be repaired and put back up, though whatever workers are working on that currently have left for the day. But it's your house. If you want to head on in.
Yeah, just do exactly that, and like I'll grab the first like house staff person that I see. Just where's Mason?
Ah, I believe he's in the study reading at the moment.
Probably should have known that. Thank you.
Thank you, Master Summerwood.
around.
Yes.
That's still weird.
Yeah, I didn't. Your dad looked smarter to me. I don't know.
DM.
Yep.
Could we have said that we took a short rest at Timon's
Sure, if you want to.
in the 2 hours we were waiting? Just, I mean, I don't want to die.
Well, I mean, you can short rest when you guys were like
Yeah, we were at the
chilling and
inn.
attuning to stuff too.
There are lots of times. I'm just saying, could
Yeah,
we have taken a short
You could have
rest?
short rested. Yes,
Okay.
for sure. One question I did have too, Grub, did you attune to your ring or no?
I've been wearing it. Like when Lux revealed that he had a coin on a necklace, I kind of did the same. Put a ring on the chest.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess I would have by now. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. If you want to use it, by all means, or if you're going to stick with what you're doing right now, go for that. It's up to you.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Not
you did
yet,
say
I
you took
guess.
off you did say you took off the wizard's robes.
I do feel like I failed miserably at the moment, and everyone saw through it. So I think he's giving Wizard a break.
Okay, fair play.
Back to Dwarf, baby.
All right. Yeah, so you all go and follow Silas into the study. You can see Mason is there. You see he has a bandage around the stump of where his arm effectively ends. But you can see he does have his stone sword is like laid across his knees. He's sitting in like just like an armchair. And surprisingly, he has a book out that is just kind of also resting kind of up against the sword and into his lap that he's slowly paging through. And as you enter, he looks up and he says, "Oh, welcome home.
Mhm.
Good to see you."
We've likewise. Listen, Father.
Yes.
And I kind of like take a second to like roll that word around in my mouth a little bit. We saw Timon, and he gave us something to try and help us find Xavier. I was wondering, would you happen to have anything that belonged to him or to Mother?
Yes. Certainly I have things that belonged to your mother. I believe I also have some of the swords that he had kept, sort of old family heirlooms that he made use of that I don't necessarily use myself anymore, but yes, yeah, I can give me one moment. And he kind of
But wait,
pushes
before
No,
you
no,
leave,
no, just
Yep. Sorry.
if you have a, not to get too personal, but if you happen to have a a painting of
Good save.
Silas's mother,
Yes.
that would also be extremely helpful.
Absolutely. There are many.
And I think blood is just really good in general if you have that.
But it's okay if you
Sorry,
don't.
what?
It's all right if you don't.
It's a magic
don't worry
thing.
too much about it.
I don't have blood. Let me here, get up.
We all technically have blood, but
Mason. You can just tell me where they are,
Oh,
and I
you
can.
follow me. It's fine. And he leaves the sword behind, but he kind of makes his way through the halls. And he takes you into the first he brings you into the master bedroom. Where he sleeps. You can see it's surprisingly lavish for him. Silas is like the first thing you notice. Like he has like a big like 4-post bed and everything in there. And you can see that over on one side he has a painting of your mother, and you can see that there's like fresh flowers underneath it. And this is a room you were never allowed in when you were younger. And you know, you can see that there's little pieces of paper that have like some writing on it that are like also around like the flowers, where he has this like little like homage to her, and you see he like quickly grabs those in one hand and stuffs them in his pocket. This is what she looked like.
I can't believe that this is the first time I'm seeing her.
As you all look at her, you can see that a lot of the features that Silas has do seem to come from her.
The beard. Yeah.
If Silas could grow a
Dwarf and
beard,
mother.
I'd be
Yeah,
amazed.
Right.
Yeah.
But like the long blonde hair definitely seems to have come from her. The coloring of his eyes, very similar. His slight frail body,
Yes, his
identical.
girlish cheekbones.
My long legs, my luxurious calves.
Jesus. But yeah, it's very immediately obvious that this is Silas's mother.
There's a couple things making sense now to Silas.
I mean, now you can look for her instead of Xavier. That might be better, honestly.
Or see if it's the same kind of place.
Mm-hmm.
If you want tomorrow, I can try.
I think. Good call, Grub. This was a good call, but we should really go to bed.
Do you still need the weapon that
Oh yes, sorry. I thought we had gathered everything. I'm so sorry. Yes, if like something
An
small.
heirloom would be nice.
Certainly, this
We'll
is
return it.
And yes, sir. Silas is completely distracted right now, just lost, staring at this image of his mother.
Silas. I know it seems you have quite quite good weapons. Would you like to take this with you?
And what kind of blade is it?
So he does lead you down sort of more into the armory, and you see there's this big locked, like it looks honestly like a large safe with a stone door. And you can see he goes up and he puts in a combination, spins a lock one-handed, and then drags it open, and it's like you can hear like across like stone on stone, the grating noise.
Do I happen to catch what the combination is?
Make a perception check.
I don't.
No, no, you don't.
Buddy.
I guess it's a good thing this combination and door was a one-handed job.
True.
And he goes in. You can see there's a few things in here. The first thing you notice, which seems kind of odd to you, is his stone sword is in here, which is weird because that was just in the study. You can see that there's a suit of full plate armor that looks to be in fairly good condition. You can see a long sword, which is what he sort of walks up and grabs. And then you can see what look like 2 gauntlets that are also like off to a side in one cabinet.
What are these? And I pointed at the gauntlets.
Oh, those are from a time past. They're old heirlooms that were passed down to me from my grandfather, actually. He was kinder than my father was. Anyway, this is the sword of which I spoke, and sorry, he can't.
Oh no.
Tucks it under the stub.
Tucks it under. Yeah,
Yeah.
trying to pull it out of your own armpit.
he hands it over to you.
Long enough.
You could you can see that the scabbard itself, at first when you look at it, it looks like it's like almost like a metal, but as you grab onto it, you see that it's like polished stone, but like polished to the point where like you very easily mistook it for like steel or something to that degree. And as you pull the sword open, you can see that the blade itself doesn't seem to be made of a metal that you're familiar with, at least not at first glance. You can see that the blade itself is like this black, glassy look to it. And it's like a long, like looks like a long sword comes to a point. The hilt itself has a comfortable leather grip, which is all wrapped in this dark gray. That goes up, and you have a handguard and then a long black blade.
It's beautiful. This was his.
Yes, it's a family heirloom. This sword is, if I'm not mistaken, hundreds of years old.
With an edge like that.
The sword itself is magical.
I probably should have clocked that.
I personally never felt comfortable using it. Taking over this house for my father and the things that he had done, it never sat right with me to take up this blade. I was in a lot of ways ashamed of what our family had been a part of previously. If you'd like to use it, it's yours. You can find redemption for our family, all the better. But
I'll redeem him right in the gut for you if that's what needs to be done.
I have very mixed feelings about that. difficult to come to terms with.
Mason. This man is responsible for the destruction of our home. Tried to usurp the government here years back, has tried to kill me on multiple occasions now, and is holding my mother, your wife, prisoner. I don't think there's any redeeming him in his life. I think this would be rather poetic justice if I help him meet this blade once again.
You have my support entirely. That's the path that is taken. You will have no quarrel from me about it.
Just know that it doesn't have to be your responsibility.
And I appreciate it. I don't know that I would be able to end him, but I know him, and I knew him for a very long time. He has been absent from your life since you were born. I think you should show him what a mistake that was.
A little bit of a smirk. Take it, examine it a bit, give it a little test flourish.
Yeah, it's like, first of all, it's incredibly well balanced. The sword itself, when you first pick it up, and when you pulled it out of its scabbard, it seemed very heavy, but very quickly you seem, hard to explain. It seems like it got lighter, or that you got heavier. You're not sure which it is, but it feels great in your hands.
Does she, and for some reason I feel like the blade is a she.
Mhm.
Does she have a name?
Whatever it was, I was never told. When you see Xavier, you can ask him for it, or you can give it a name anew.
I'll have to see what it earns.
Silas, not to
So,
put a dower on this, but do you mind if I just take a look at the weapon, since it was your grandfather's and he is, not to be rude, kind of awful? I kind of just want to make sure this item isn't going to kill you by
I
holding
appreciate it. I was going to ask you. So,
This
here.
could be the guitar case all over again.
That's what I was thinking. I had that for a long time, guys.
Yeah, we kind of got razzed with that one. Okay.
I'm gonna cast Identify on this weapon.
Okay.
Before we go on this.
Okay, so as you sit down, and Mason seems totally content to allow this to happen. He's just sort of watching you do your work. As you sit down and take your time with this weapon, there are a few things that you glean from it. First of all, the sword itself raises your strength score by 2. It is a +1 weapon.
Okay.
And while wielding this sword, you are unable to be pushed or knocked prone.
Could have used that a couple days ago.
I will send you all the stats for it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
No curses, no weird...
You don't come across any curses or anything like that. No.
Nope, this is just a dope ass sword. That's pretty cool.
So it makes your other ones look like shit.
Well,
the detail work alone makes this thing look like child's play. And I actually unstrap my other longsword and just go, well, if you don't mind, and I rest it into the family armory.
I don't mind at all.
I'll use the tools at my disposal. Strap it back down.
It seems like you're all preparing for quite an ordeal. Before you go, he looks over at you, Charlie. Says, I notice that you don't carry any weapon.
No.
If I may ask, how do you engage in combat?
with my fists and with key. And yeah, I guess I'll. Yeah, for fun, I'll punch Silas and use Hand of Harm.
Oh,
Cool.
Jesus.
I will bring up shield.
Yeah. Yeah, roll the attack. Let's see what we got here.
Just like do that thing like a cat reacting to a sudden
18.
noise. Just
I
like,
think
what the
I missed.
hell's happening?
Yeah. Yeah. So 18. So no.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of like are able to deflect the blow, sorry. But Mason does see like the strike come from you. He says, "That is quite good form."
Yes, that and I heal and I point at his like stub. I stopped bleeding for him.
And I am very thankful for that, miss. Thank you. I think I have something here that might assist you as well. And he goes in and he grabs the gauntlets that were in there. Says these were originally made for. I was very adverse to using weapons in my youth. It took a while for me to learn. These are best used by somebody who is going into combat unarmed. Perhaps they could be of use to you.
Okay, thank you. I look at these are fit for like him, right? Like they're huge.
No. These are fit for like a younger Mason.
Okay.
This
Like
was like
before he started juicing and like
before he got on steroids. Instead of like this wasn't him when he was like the Rock size. This was him in like his teens. So,
okay.
and you see that there are like straps on them that'll like allow you to tighten them. But he does say these are unique. They're also magical in a sense. With these, let's just say the more you hit, the more force you'll generate.
Okay.
You hit somebody lots, it'll add up.
Next time, I point at Silas.
You're welcome to try, Charlie. Wait, no, you're not. Don't.
Yep.
Don't.
Zelmith has his travel pajamas halfway on at this point.
Are you
Guys,
undressing or dressing?
I am so tired. I don't mean to rush us. We are
I
eternally
apologize.
grateful.
The hour is late. If you'd all need a place to stay, you're welcome to stay here. Otherwise,
I paid for a room, so I have to use it. I'm sorry.
that's quite all right.
Honestly, our presence here has caused enough destruction.
I don't think that was you, but
Well, he did get nearly eaten by a frog monster from a cult or something, so there's no way of knowing what's going to come for him at any time.
fair enough.
We could just spend the night that way. Silas can sleep immediately.
So hold on. Insight check on Charlie.
You trying to bang my dad?
You're gonna be my
Either-
7.
You don't
Either
know
way-
shit.
You don't know.
Just like
Yeah.
I'm getting a real skeevy feeling off Charlie, but I don't know why.
It's hilarious.
Either way,
I was
Zelmith
not
has
thinking
his
about that
night
at
shirt on,
all.
so-
Why do you want to spend the night, Charlie?
Zelmith is like half naked already.
I had my night shirt on already.
I'll
I
carry him back.
can. You need an escort back to the inn, or
Seemingly, I don't know. They're scared to go outside, and it's freak. It's
I'm fine. I'm going back to the room. I paid for it, so
Let's go.
excellent.
Okay.
Thank you again.
I'm not wasting that money.
I think this will
Thank you
be
very much.
helpful
Thank you.
in solving our issues.
I'm glad to hear that. Thank you.
Someone puts his slippers on and
Just get some rest.
You as well. Best of luck. Let me know if you need anything else, please.
All right. Bye.
Sass, are you sure you don't want both swords? And just like pull up both daggers. It's like pretty much
Oh, no.
better.
Well, because I've got Megalothor, my rapier.
Yeah.
Now, black blade. I don't have a name for it yet. But
Oh, he just dropped
Just
some
the
random
one.
sword.
yeah. That was just like the old practice.
Some
that
very
I mastered
okay.
years.
All right.
Yes. Yeah. Well, no, it's all about upgrades.
What's the order that you guys leave the room, real quick?
I'll probably be last.
Zelmith was first for sure.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I'm beside Silas, I guess. So
Oh, Silas, you're last. Okay, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Cool.
What did Charlie just do?
I'm holding
looks
these
back at
gauntlets,
A
Mason.
and
note
I'm,
for
like, a little
Mason,
confused
didn't
about it.
she?
Charlie, as you kind of like glance back, Silas doesn't notice. He's not perceptive as fuck today, so I'm not even gonna let him roll. You do notice that like as he's going to close the vault door, he does take that fucking sword out. It's just like that doesn't belong in there. It's, like hangs that on the wall, like closes the vault back up. Like,
some common
some fucking
blade.
sword. It's like
I
that's the special.
I
one.
like do a very brief knowingly nod when I see it.
He's just
There's some shit you find at like the next door
Yeah.
the smithy. There's nothing special.
Find
Training
that sword in a giant tiger.
Like the practice sword he left home with. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the training blades on the end.
Little wheels on the hilt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Silas forgot to
Yeah.
sharpen it for the entire time he's had it, so it's just blunted.
All right.
All
I'll
right.
check the sky for birds, Elma, so you can get home safely.
and as you guys walk out of the Summer Ward Estate, many of the guards nod in your direction, potentially in thanks for the work that you had done earlier today.
Yeah, busy
Because
day.
yeah, it's been a busy day. But as you guys go ahead and make your way back to the inn for a good night's rest, that's where we're gonna go ahead and end it for tonight.
All right.
We
All right.
survived. Look at that.
Yeah, we survived. We
Got
got
some
some
goods.
upgrades.
Not bad. Not too
I'm a little
bad.
upset I had to use my travel night shirt, but
Gonna be sweating in it.
only for emergencies.
I love the idea that you pulled it out of a fanny pack.
Yeah, yeah, it's like,
Like
one
a
that like
very
folds
nicely
up real
decorated
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
It's
this,
a
like-
fanny pack I'm holding. It's just a fanny pack that's about the size of a dresser.
That's awesome.
It's
Oh my
bedazzled, obviously.
Oh,
Of course.
Yes.
all right.
He pulls out pressed suits with hangers on them.
Not this one.
That's great. Alrighty. Well, I just want to say thanks everybody for coming out. I know it's been a little while since we've gone back into this, but we're all getting to the good stuff now, to the meat and potatoes. So again, we're the Casual Ones. We stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Saturdays in the morning at 10 a.m. if you want to ever join us for the Casual Morning Show. We'll be back first on Saturday with the Casual Morning Show, and then on Tuesday it's not the finale. It's our next episode of Onshire, which is run by Rowan. And then next week on Thursday, we'll be back here with another episode with the adventures of our Punch Drunk Champions.
PDC.
PDC.
Good.
Just want to say thanks everybody again for coming out. Have yourselves a fantastic day, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah.
See you later.
PDC.